I'd like to take his face off.
After Nicolas Cage won the Oscar in 1996 for Leaving Las Vegas, after Nic Cage made a string of box office hits such as Con Air, Face Off, Gone in 60 Seconds, National Treasure, Lord of War, and City of Angels,
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
after Nicolas Cage earned a second Oscar nomination for his performance as the Kauffman Twins in Adaptation, after not one but two unsuccessful Hollywood marriages to Patricia Arquette and Lisa Marie Presley,
I'll be sad and blue, crying over you, dear only.
Now at the time of this recording, Nicolas Cage is working harder than ever, but around 2006 he would star in a string of movies that were failures with audiences and critics. I'm talking Ghost Rider, I'm talking Wicker Man, I'm talking Bangkok Dangerous. No one's even seen that.
God damn it!
His divorce to Lisa Marie Presley lasted longer than his marriage, and a lot of people were saying that he had wiped her up because in the back of his mind, well, he was excited about mixing his own DNA with that of his late idol Elvis. For real.
The plot thickens. Didn't even know you had a plot.
No kidding.
He soon after married a waitress by the name of Alice Kim and settled down by buying lavish properties all over the world. We're talking an island in the Bahamas, a real castle out in Germany, a fake castle in Los Angeles, and a manor estate out in Rhode Island. On top of this, he also spent a wild amount of money on collectibles and other bizarre purchases, including 2 albino king cobras, 9 Rolls Royces, and a dinosaur skull.
What is happening to me?
Problems began to arise in 2009. Not only had the housing market crashed, but the IRS was targeting Nicolas Cage for multiple years of unpaid taxes, and he owed something close to the sum of $12 million. On top of this, a video then surfaced of him pushing his wife in a drunken fit, which is never good press. The man is working his butt off in the film industry, but has found unparalleled success online, with him being hailed as one true god on Reddit. And he's the star of thousands of viral internet memes, vids, and gifs. What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, and welcome to After They're Famous, documenting the life and career of Nicolas Cage after his initial launch to fame, here for you on After They're Famous. Now, we did do it before they were famous on Nicolas Cage, but there was so much more to work with after, so here we go.
I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Nicolas Cage was born Nicholas Coppola on January 7, 1964 to Joy and August Coppola. Despite being born into a film family, Cage didn't know he wanted to act until his early teens when he saw Rebel Without a Cause, and he was inspired by James Dean. Let's do a little comparison, shall we?
You're tearing me apart!
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again!
What am I, a fucking retard, man? Am I a fucking retard, huh? I know what this is! You're trying to stop me out because of his crazy little nephew being around!
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now, by the time he was 19, Nic Cage had played the lead in the 1983 feature film Valley Girl, and his career was on track for the next decade. By the 90s, Cage was an Oscar winner, and his persistence to woo actress Patricia Arquette for 7 years, well, it paid off, and he was with the woman he loved, but not for long. Also, he was appearing in not only big budget action movies, but also romantic dramas like City of Angels and The Family Man. Just over a year after divorcing Patricia Arquette, Cage married Lisa Marie Presley in 2002. The marriage lasted for only 108 days, making the divorce proceedings of 1 year and 6 months longer than the actual marriage, and its own personal obsession and idolization of her late father made the whole thing a little awkward.
To have Elvis as a grandchild.
When I saw her, I saw this beautiful girl, I saw Lisa, and
Not Elvis.
No.
Not Elvis's daughter.
No.
Not once, not one time!
2 months after finalizing his divorce, Cage would get married for a third time to waitress Alice Kim. She worked at a sushi restaurant, and I guess he was like, I'm sick of these Hollywood babes, let's just get it done. At this point, Cage was one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, getting paid $20 million for the movie National Treasure in 2004. So if you've got a whole bunch of money and a hot young new wife, what do? You spend it. Cage bought 15 personal residences all over the world, including a private island, 2 castles, and the most haunted house in America, the La Laurie House, which you may recognize from the American horror story Coven. Now, you may be thinking real estate, that's not such a crazy investment, but that's far from all that Cage bought during this time. In fact, between 1996 and 2001, it's estimated that Cage made $150 million. So where did all that money go? Well, I've prepared a list. There was a Gulfstream jet, a pet shark, a copy of Action Comic #1, 2 albino cobras, a pygmy shrunken head collection, a pet octopus, 30 motorcycles, a small fleet of yachts, and a dinosaur skull that Leonardo DiCaprio also had his eye on. We're not even done with this list. There were also dozens upon dozens of cars, including 9 Rolls Royces and the Shah of Iran's Lamborghini. There was also a pet crocodile, a pyramid tombstone, and millions of dollars worth of art and jewelry. The man loves his fine art. Now during this time period, Cage's acting career was still going strong, but only in terms of getting paid. From 2006 to 2009, Nic Cage would star in 12 films, 8 of which have below a 50% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. But I think we know why.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
In 2009, life would become extremely difficult for Cage. Not only had the housing market crashed and hurt his multiple real estate investments, but he was also being targeted by the IRS for owing over $12 million in unpaid taxes. This is from the years 2002, 2003, 2004, and 2007. In 2005 and 2006, he had a great account. Now there was a ton of lawsuits between him and his business manager. At the end of the day, Nic Cage, he owed the government a whole lot of money and had to sell many of his possessions and assets at a loss to pay it all back. Now after 2010, Nic Cage's films continued to disappoint audiences. Many speculated that Nic Cage was doing any movie he could just to pay back the IRS. But Cage maintains to this day that he doesn't act for the money, but because he's interested in the project. But if that's true, then how do you explain Season of the Witch?
Why I wanted to make the movie was the scenes that we had together, which kind of pushed the movie into these philosophical big questions about the unexplained.
Nic Cage would encounter some more legal troubles over the years. In 2011, he was arrested for battery after pushing his wife during a drunken argument in New Orleans. Now, New Orleans causes people to do a whole lot of crazy things, so I blame the slushies, but who knows. The charges were dropped soon after, and remember that dinosaur skull that he had outbid Leonardo DiCaprio for? Well, it turns out it was stolen, and Nic Cage was required to return it to the Mongolian government back in 2015. To date, Nic Cage has paid off half of that over $12 million tax bill, and it looks like maybe he's learned his lesson. Him and his family are currently renting a home outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, living a more relaxed lifestyle. He's currently turning down the celebrity chef restaurants of the Sin City Strip to eat at a local diner known as the Cracked Egg, where the most expensive meal is only $12.95.
I mean, I have a simple life and I'm a lot lighter because of it.
Nic's career, it continues on with 6 movies coming out in 2016 and 4 movies already in production for 2017, including The Croods 2. Dude says he doesn't act for the money. Does a bear shit in the woods? Although his film career nowadays may be a hit or miss, the man has found an abundance of success online with a Reddit page simply titled One True God, where his work is analyzed, celebrated, and repurposed. As for the rest of the story, well, we'll have to wait and see, because this is After They're Famous. My name's Mike McCrudden, thanks for checking out my personal channel. I do all sorts of celebrity bios on here. We have Before They're Famous, After They're Famous, and Before They Were Dead. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below who you want to hear about next, and go and check out the Before They Were Famous on Nic Cage for more stories about his life, you know, when he was a Coppola and stuff like that. Alright guys, I'll see you in another video.
You're tearing me apart!
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
Interesting choice of words.